Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling and the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and I am the Novice Modeller, and this is Warbirds on Wednesday. What's in a Box kit review number 332, and if you haven't seen the other 331, where the hell have you been? Right, today we're looking at a Belgian aircraft that served during World War II in the early phases, the Renard R-31. And this is by a kit manufacturer that I kind of like because they do deliver some kind of obscure and interesting aircraft. Azur Frrom, or sometimes known as just Azur, or sometimes known as From Azur. I'm not quite sure, to be quite honest with you, but there we go. A few of you that may be watching for a while may know that I have a bit of fascination for the what I call the smaller nation air forces of World War II, and obviously Belgium was one of those. So let's get down to this rather interesting kit. It's not a fighter, it's not a bomber, it's an observation aircraft, and historically it is the only Belgian designed aircraft that served with the Belgian Air Force during World War II. So because I'm kind of thinking that a lot of people have never heard of this one. I say that sometimes and a few people say, yeah, I've heard of that, but I think a lot of people haven't. So we'll read the history out first. The Renard R-31 was a reconnaissance type and the only Belgian designed aircraft used by the Aéronautique Militaire in combat missions during the German invasion of 1940. Although two other Belgian designs, the Stampe SV4 and SV5, were used in non-combat training and liaison roles. Alfred Renard designed the R-31 in 1931. The Rolls-Royce Kestrel-powered prototype flew on 16th of October 1932, piloted by Charles Rooms. The flying test began in November. A second prototype fitted with a Lorraine Petrel engine proved unsuccessful in testing. An initial order of 28 aircraft was placed in March 1932. The standard production aircraft differed slightly from the prototype, with dihedral wings of 2 degrees and an improved oil tank. Production started in 1934 and a further 6 were ordered in August 1935. The R-31 served with 9 Escadrille Blue Sioux and 11th Escadrille Red Sioux in May 1940, based in Bierset, Liège, with 11 and 10 aircraft each respectively. The Blue Sioux moved to Duras on May the 10th, 1940, then to Steenokesel, and between the 13th and 17th, constantly relocating to Grimbergen, Hemiksem, Neuwerkerkenwas, and Zweivizili. Finally, on May the 26th at Lombard Geyse. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Belgium. Can't pronounce your town names. 2 aircraft were lost on landing, and when Belgium surrendered on May the 28th, the remaining 4 R-31s, still in flying condition, were sabotaged by their crews. The Red Sioux left Bierset for Hanot on May 10th, then relocated to Hingene and Putte on 11th, Ursel on the 16th, and Zweeswil on the 20th, and finally to Ostend by the 26th. 2 days later, Belgian troops sabotaged the 5 remaining R-31s following the nation's surrender. The 9th and 11th Escadrilles completed 26 and 23 operational missions respectively in support of the Allied armies. While no Renard R-31 survived the May 1940 campaign, construction of a replica aircraft commenced in 2018 using original Renard plans. Okay, so let's have a look at these parts. I thought that was pretty interesting. I think it's a gorgeous looking aircraft. A parasol wing with a big obstruction right in front of the pilot's view. That's kind of bizarre, but it looks nice. Look at that. That is pretty. Well, I think it is anyway. So, what's the history on this particular kit? Okay, so it's a it's a 2018 tooling, new tool, so it's pretty modern. Kind of hard to find. Yeah, maybe. There's a outfit on eBay called Puzzlecraft. They have their own website. It's where I got quite a lot of my obscure aircraft from early on. And they have one available at the moment for £23.10 plus £3.95 postage and packing. But they do knock the postage charge off any additional orders. It only says one available, but fear not, normally another one will appear within a week. So there you go, that's where you can get it from at the moment. Incidentally though, on the eBay listing, they call it FR0039, when the official number for this by Frrom is FR0039, so they've kind of got it wrong there. So let's have a look at this. Well, look at this piece of fuselage, because it's full knotted sprue. Isn't that nice? So it's a partial metal and partial fabric covered tube construction. So metal at the front and tube covered by fabric at the rear. I'd assume that's what we're looking at. Quite a small tail. It's quite a small tail on it. It's quite bizarre. So anyway, we've got quite a lot of nice-ish looking detail. A couple of panel lines. We've got a little access point by the look of it at the rear there. Whole load of rivets on the engine cowling. We can see the exhaust there. There's the mounting point for the parasol wing, which obviously is quite impeding of the pilot's view, I would have thought. Yeah, that's what they were doing in 1931. There's the other piece, which is looking pretty damn similar to be honest with you. Quite a big upper wing. There's my hand. It's bigger than my hand, so it's quite big. So we've got obviously fabric covered wings here, quite large ailerons. No mounting points of any sort of description, which is pretty typical of the Frrom kits. This is the undersurface of the wing, so we can see here where the parasol is attached to the fuselage, and we've got the mounting points for these big struts which attach to the fuselage as well. Looks quite nice. Oh, there's a rudder to go on the back, of course. Silly Andy. Oh dearie me, thought that was a whatever. What a muppet. Right, okay, so we've got a couple of other things here. I think this is some sort of intake, which we can see at the front here. That's obviously the intake housing. There's our tail construction. We've got some spats here, which is single piece. It's kind of handy. So that part there obviously attaches to the fuselage, and our wheels somehow attached to this piece here. Got a nice looking two-bladed propeller. There's more light on that. And we have some console display for the pilot, and I'm assuming the observer as well. This looks like a blank. What's that piece there? Oh, that's some sort of air intake by the look of it. There's our two struts for the wings. Got a couple of seats. I don't know what that is. It's obviously the floor. Got a couple of other little struts here. Oh, they're for the tail, obviously. A couple of wheels. That's looking like a bit of interior of the fuselage framing. Yeah, some unidentified small parts. Rear machine gun. Aerial, and a few other random little bits. I think that's a really interesting, obscure aircraft. Got a little PE thing, which has got a gun sight by the look of it. A load of pre-coloured harnesses by the look of it. Yeah, pre-coloured harnesses. They're pretty cool. I don't know what those parts are. Yeah. Not a big fan of PE, but there we go. Got clear plastic sprue, which contains two visors, one for the pilot and one for the observer. Nice big decal sheet. I think this comes with 3 options. It comes with 2. It comes with the red Sioux and the blue Sioux squadrons, or escadrille, and it also comes with a is that a penguin? This penguin here, which is a training squadron. So a nice load of screws. So you can see there we've got blue Sioux and red Sioux markings as well. Let's have a look at these instructions. Nice colour one with lots of info on it. Sprue diagram. These are nice looking instructions, aren't they? Then we've got our seat and how to attach our harnesses. Then we're moving on to putting the 2 seats into the cockpit floor. Oh, that's what a lot of these small parts are. They're the pedals, obviously, or whatever. Oh, detailed interior as well. Forgot about that. So there we go. There's the interior of the cockpit going together with the 2 control panels. Yeah, we've got a bit of framing there. There's our 2 parts of the cockpit going, 2 parts of the fuselage going together. How the hell did a pilot that? He'd have to have his head sticking out one edge or the other, wouldn't he? Bizarre. Here we're putting the wheels on, section 6. There's that funny vent or whatever it is on the front. And there it's getting put on. The machine gun. There's loads of parts on there from the photo etch. Putting our wings together, putting the struts on. It's not a lot of parts, so I mean obviously it's relatively simple. I must confess I've bought a load of these Frrom kits and I've never built one, so I can't offer you any advice on how well they go together, but it looks simple enough and it looks well made enough, so it should be fine. There's the tail going together. What else we got going on here? Some little bit going on the side. Got a landing skid to go on. Putting the propeller on. There's our front view, and then we get the full colour pattern. So as we can see here, we've got the 9 Sioux. That's red Sioux there, blue Sioux, and this is the training squadron. Vulelgehelm Flying School training aircraft with dual control, 1936. So that's pre-war, and that's where those green stripes on the decal sheet come into play. I mean, if I build this, when I build this, I'll be going for the dawn of World War II. We also get a lot of info on some of the other kits that Frrom make. So there we go. I think that's a right interesting little aircraft to go with a small fledgling Air Force. I mean, obviously, you can get that stamp, I suppose, if you wanted to go Belgian. I mean, I know they also flew Hurricanes and Fairy Battles. I'm not quite sure what other aircraft they had going at the time. But the only Belgian fighting aircraft designed in Belgium, built in Belgium, flying for the Belgian Air Force. The Renard R-31, I present you. So, thanks very much for watching. Please do check out some of the other 331 interesting and informative what's in a box kit reviews we've got on the channel, and a whole bunch of other kerfuffle. Yeah, that's about all I've got to say today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with probably a kit comparison for Panzer IV by Tamiya tomorrow, I think, if I can get my backside indicator to make it. Be seeing you.